Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. We just got back from our walk. It was invigorating, cool and invigorating. And then night flying tonight too. The jets are night flying. So how was your winning Wednesday? What wins did you write down that you are celebrating for this year? It's always important to look back on the year and celebrate the wins. Even though you are celebrating them as you go along, it is also good to look back and celebrate them again. Why not? Keeps that forward momentum going. So it's been a very packed day. I was looking at my to-do list and thought, even if I work till midnight tonight, I still wouldn't get that list done. And then I go grab a few hours sleep. And then I get up at 5 a.m. and I could start all over again, taking time out, of course, to walk the dog, do the other stuff, and I would still not be done with the list. I have a massive to-do list, and I am working diligently to try and get through it. There just doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day this week for whatever reason. But I had my accountability call this morning with my accountability coach, and as always, she got me back on track again. That poor woman must think, oh my gosh, it's Helen again. But I got some forward planning put into my planner for next year. Since I had the dates in front of me, I figured I'm going to do it now, because if I put aside the piece of paper that has the dates on it, it's not going to get done. And then I end up missing the events and everything else. So that took a couple of minutes to quickly get that in the thing. And like I said, we had a packed, productive day. Still working with this thing of my wake up call is at 9 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. And because it's 8 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Mountain time. And so I'm still trying to get that figured out, because that wake up call is sort of like the beginning of my day. Well, now I have a full hour before that that I could utilize. So it's kind of fun figuring everything out when you have a change like that. But it's been a very busy, productive day. The chat today was steady. It wasn't crazy. And it wasn't slow. It was just actually nice pace today. We didn't get backed up on the calls or anything. It was good, because sometimes it gets a little busy and it irritates people because we take so long to get to them. But on the most part, days like today, it's nice because just before you end a call or as you end a call, a new one comes in. And so you're able to keep that nice pace. And, we do a pretty good job there. Put it this way, I'm proud of the team that I belong with, because they do a pretty good job as well. So, and then tonight we just got back from walk. It ended up being a slightly longer than normal walk. And as we're out there, we're standing at a T intersection on two of the main roads around the resort, and standing there talking to this lady who had this little Yorkie that wanted to be friendly with Zeph, but every time Zeph took a step towards her, she started snarling and snapping, and Zephy would just stand there and just look at her, and I could tell Zephy wanted to like bop her or something, or pin her or something. But I had a good hold on her leash, so she couldn't do it. And as we're standing, and as we're walking up to that area, I'd noticed all that as we're walking along our street to get to the main road to head up to the top of it, there were all these golf carts going past. Some had Christmas lights on and all that. And I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool. But why are there so many golf carts suddenly coming in? They just got back from the golf course or something. And we got to the street before the T intersection, and all the golf carts were parked around this one house, and they're all out there singing Christmas carols to the people in the house. And I thought, caroling time. And then I was standing up near the corner talking to this lady and her little Yorkie, and they go, the next thing we hear is "Merry Christmas" being yelled out. And we looked up, and there was a guy driving a golf cart, and he had 3 people in the golf cart. He goes, "We're the carolers. We picked up all the non-carolers as we're driving around." And everybody went past, we were like waving and honking and wishing everybody Merry Christmas. I tell you, it was awesome to hear Merry Christmas rather than Happy Holidays. It just warmed my heart up. But then some of them were going past with instruments in their hand. I thought, okay, so there's and wherever we seemed to walk, and then we were walking, Zephy decided to go around the long way tonight, and so we went the long way, and we get to one of the streets that come out on the other main road on the other side, and they start coming around the corner, "Merry Merry Christmas. So we had to go through that all over again. But it was a lot of fun to hear that, driving around, they got Christmas music playing, they stop, they get out. They've obviously had certain houses they were going to do this and start singing Christmas carols in front of that house and then get back into the carts and off they'd go again around the next one. But they were literally zigzagging up and down the streets and just having a blast. It was so much fun. And everybody was out wishing everybody Merry Christmas. And there's Christmas music playing all over the place. Some of the decorations are awesome. Some places like mine are not decorated. I have my Christmas hat. It's sitting right there, but I can't reach it from here. But it was a fun evening to be out walking, a little on the cool side. And to add to all of that, the jets were flying. And I looked up and it's all cloud cover, and all you could see were these lights going across the sky, and they were quick flashes and moving, and the lights were moving very, very quickly, which is kind of at night when they're flying like that. It's kind of really cool because you see them during the day and they seem to take their time at flying, but at night when they've just got the lights on, they seem to be moving faster, even though they're going about the same speed as they are during the day. And all you're seeing is their lights flashing as they move along, because when you're outside during the daylight, of course, you're seeing the whole plane, and at nights you're just seeing the lights as they fly by. And they've slightly changed their routes a little bit over the last week. And one of the guys here at the resort has contacts over at the base, and can't remember what country he said was down training with them, but they've changed their routes, their flight paths for like the next 2 or 3 weeks. Kind of sort of doing the same thing, but then they're doing other ones where they go around and they actually come back across the campground and back into land. And I can't remember what country they said was here doing pilot training. They got some, I want to say it was the Canadians, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was very cool watching the lights flash across the night sky with the low cloud. And Zeffie's now up in her bed she's up on her bed on the dash, and she's just got her head resting because the front of her bed goes like this, then comes up and goes around. And she's got her head resting in the lower bit, just looking at me. Hey, sweetie girl. She's waiting for me to get dinner so she can come and see what I've got so she can figure out whether she wants some. But yeah, I did grocery shopping today. I was not doing it tomorrow or Friday. I actually wanted to get it done yesterday, but that didn't happen. So I got it done today. And I have to tell you, I had the best Instacart deliverer shopper today than I have had in my entire time that I've been using Instacart. This guy, I found out, was a chef at some wellness place where he only works in the mornings. And he's learning to cook vegan and raw foods, and he's learning to work with vegan and raw foods at this wellness center. I got talking with him because I praised him. I said, when he came in, he was so organized. He had a box that had stuff that didn't require refrigeration in it. And he says, here, you can keep the box. He said, I put the extra bag in there because the story went to, you have to purchase your bags. And he said, you'd paid for it. So I left it in there for you. So thank you very much. And he says, you can keep the box. And I was like, okay. And then he brings over the cooler bags. And I thought, I've never seen anybody bring over this many cooler bags. And it was only like 3 or 4 cooler bags that he had, but normally you get like 1, maybe. And he brings them over and unzips them. Not only were they cooler bags, he had ice packs in the bottom of his cooler bags. And I was sort of like, I said, I have to, and he goes, right, these are your frozens here. Here's your refrigerated stuff. And I'm like, you've got all of this separated out by type. He's like, yeah. And he goes, I'm a chef. And so I'm very OCD when it comes to keeping food separated because of cross-contamination. I said, I used to work in food and beverage in hotels years ago. So I said, I got your back on that one. And he had everything separated out. Like I had 1 bag with my frozens, 1 bag, well, actually 2 bags with my refrigerated stuff in it. And then I had the bag that had all the produce in it. And then I had another bag that had the breads in it. And it was just so well organized. And I'm just like, wow. And I said, I'm also impressed too that you actually have ice packs in the bottom of your insulated bags. I said, I've never seen anybody do that. I said, you are so well organized. He says, yeah. He said, I know. He said, I see other Instacart shoppers, and he says, I know they're Instacart shoppers. He said, they're literally just throwing the food onto the conveyor belt and just shoving it in bags and going. I said, well, you are the one that has been the most organized out of all the delivery. I said, I've had some that are semi-organized, but this is the most, I said, at least they put the cleaning products in a different bag to the food. I said, that's a huge issue with me. And he looked horrified. He says, I says, I have been in supermarkets back ages ago when my husband, I says, I've been back in supermarkets with my husband ages ago. And there's been a few times that I've actually stopped the person packing the bags from putting cleaners in with food products. And the poor guy, the look on his face was, he was horrified that somebody would even think, oh, one of my lights is out. There we go. Yep, nope. Yep, that one's. There we go. He was horrified that anybody would even think about putting cleaning products in with food products. And he goes, what type of food products would they put them in with? I said, produce. The poor guy just about had a heart attack. And I said, yes. I said, I'm a little, I said, but my husband, I said, when he would unpack the shopping cart, he would have the frozens at the beginning, then the other cold stuff, then the produce. I said, and the cans. And I said, he had it all organized. And we had gaps between each lot, and he put gaps in between each lot so they weren't pressed up together. And he said, and they still couldn't bag them together. They'll like leave stuff on the, oh yeah, that one's not going to fit in here. We'll just put this one in here and this one. And yeah, and so, but it was, and I said, I truly appreciate the time that you took, not only to get my groceries for me, but the time that you took to pack them correctly to deliver them to me. I said, I truly appreciate that. And so he was very thankful for that. So that was kind of cool. And I was thankful because I was looking at the expiration dates on, I always check the expiration dates when they come in, and everything was well out on the expiration date. So it's like he'd taken the time to even check, because some of them don't check the expiration dates. And I've gotten like spinach or the broccoli saw, the coleslaw made with broccoli instead of cabbage, and it would expire like within a day or two of me receiving it. And they didn't take time to check the quality or the dates. And but he had taken the time to, because everything I got that's got an expiration date on it is at least a week out. And I was like, yes, somebody who actually knows what they're doing. So I kind of felt like I was blessed to have a chef doing my shopping today, right just before Christmas. So that was kind of cool. And I was kind of like thinking, really kind of craving Christmas cake. Ooh, and then I said, Christmas mince pies. Where the heck would I get those from to get delivered on time? Just mucking around and while I was eating my lunch. And I came across, I typed in like Christmas mince pies, where to purchase from. And Amazon was one of the things. I thought, really? Amazon? So I went there for a 6-pack of Christmas mince pies. And Christmas mince pies are about this round. And they're about this thick. And the mincemeat that's put into a Christmas mince pie is all fruit that's been cooked up and boiled down and all that sort of stuff, and you just scoop it and put it into the pies as the filling. And it's all different types of dried fruit, candy fruit, that sort of thing. And so the pies are about this tall, they're about this round, and for a pack of 6 they wanted like $35. I was like, that's almost $6 a pie. Absolutely not. No way, no how. So I have to find somewhere else a little. Yes. And then they were doing jars of the mincemeat. I thought, well, maybe I could just make my own. And then I saw the price on the jars of mincemeat and went, no, not doing that either. And this was stuff that could be delivered tomorrow. And I'm like, absolutely not. No way, no how am I paying that price? I'll just wait till I get back home to New Zealand, and maybe I'll have to definitely go down for a Christmas thing so I can get some Christmas mince pies, because those are really, really good. My mum may have some stored in her freezer. It's amazing what my mother stores in her freezer when I get down there. And having Christmas mince pies in the middle of the year. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and I think I'm going to go do a chicken salad for dinner tonight. I've got some cooked chicken, and so I'm going to go shred some of that and put it with some spinach and arugula and some tomatoes. What else did I get? Got different cheeses. What else is over in there? I'm trying to think what else I got that I could go. Or I could go cook up chicken breast stuff with. Oh, I got some chicken breast stuff with cheese and broccoli. Those cook up really, really well in the air fryer. Just put them in there and so good. I got my little Pampered Chef stoneware thing that I put them on, and because they do drip cheese, and then I put that on the wire rack and put that all in the air fryer and let that go, and so good. And they had cordon bleu as well. If you don't know what cordon bleu chicken is, it's got ham and cheese on the inside. It's one of my favorite ways to stuff turkey breasts. Not turkey breasts, chicken breasts is with ham and cheese or cheese and broccoli. So I actually found some frozen ones of those. So they're in my freezer. Yes, my fridge and my freezer were like half empty. They're nice and full right now. And I'm still kind of figuring things out. And one thing I got for Christmas Day, which I haven't had in a very, very long time. And although there was a couple of things they didn't have, so it's like they didn't have any of the French baguettes because I like to do those in angled slices and use that to spread stuff on, because one of the things that I got for Christmas Day is a baked brie. And so it comes in a container that you can, it's frozen, it comes in a container that you put in the oven to heat it all up, and then it's got a topping you can put on. I think I got the cranberry one, or did I get honey and pecan one? Can't remember. I got one of them. And then it cooks the inside of the brie till it's this runny, melty, yummy, cheesy thing that you just dip with bread or something. But I have some rice crackers and that I can use on that, so that's going to be good. And I have what else did I get for Christmas Day? Got some cheddar and cranberry cheese. Got some more cold meat. Got some cold meats. So I got the uncured cold meats to have with that. So I'm making up my little charcuterie boards again. So I'm actually kind of enjoying the charcuterie boards because I get different stuff for that. And the thing I like about charcuterie boards is that it's just little things, little snacky things that you don't need implements for, or sometimes you do, to cut cheeses and that sort of stuff. And you put everything there and you just sit there with that thing and you just pick away at it while you're watching movies or whatever. Because that's my plan on, oh no, Christmas Day, I'm actually going to have a Zoom with my parents. So that'll be really cool. And see who else wants to get on a Zoom that day, or maybe just video chat with the kids and see how they're all doing. But yeah, it's but going to have make up my little mini charcuterie boards. And excuse me, when I'm not talking to people on the phone or video chatting with them, I'm going to be watching Christmas movies because I got to get through my Christmas list. I didn't start it early enough this year. So far we've seen, what have I seen so far? National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, It's a Wonderful Life. Last night was Jingle All the Way. What's tonight going to be? I don't know. I haven't decided. Maybe it'll be Santa and Pete. That's a really, maybe it'll be the Christmas Candle. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I go over to the book and open it up and see what's there. But anyway, and I got some eggnog. That was the other thing. Got some eggnog and some sparkling apple cider, I think it was. It was a non-alcoholic one. And a sparkling grape juice. I love those. It's the only time of the year I have them. Eggnog, sparkling apple juice, and the sparkling grape juice. The only time I have them, the only time of year I have them is at Christmas. So I got those as well. So yes. Tried to get the smallest bottle of eggnog that I could find, and I'm looking for eggnog, and then they had like 3 different varieties I could choose from, but they had eggnog Greek yogurt, and I thought, ooh, so I got some of that to try. And then they also had a mint chocolate chip Greek yogurt, and I was sort of like, oh. And I haven't tried this yet, but they also had a mint chocolate chip hummus, so I'm curious to try that. They had the pumpkin spice one, and they had like a sugar cookie one or something. I thought, yeah, that'll be too sweet. But then they had the mint chocolate chip, so I figured that would be a good one for Christmas Day too. So all to go on my charcuterie board at some point. Well, the yogurt won't be, but gives me something for breakfast to go with my Greek honey vanilla honey. That's a really good one too. Trying to think what else I've got in there. But yeah, we got some good stuff for Christmas Day, and some of it will have to be heated up, and that's fine. And probably do the heating stuff in the morning, and then I can just kick back and relax and do the cold stuffs later in the day. And because I tend to not eat a lot around dinner time these days. It's more breakfast is the main meal, and then I just sort of like peter it out throughout the day, which is why the charcuterie board stuff is good, because I can just put a plate down and throw some stuff on there and then just nibble at it. Although I did get my little punnet of tomatoes the other day and had them sitting here, and yeah, they just disappeared yesterday. I didn't take time to put them on a plate or anything with anything else. I just grabbed them and ripped the top off, and before I knew it, they were all gone. It's like, oh my gosh. But I thought that's healthy anyway. So don't forget, your question of the day is, what is one of your favorite holiday or vacation memories? Write them down, and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to videotape my screen while I go through different photo albums that I have online and talk about the different photos and have the photos up as I talk about them, as who's in the photos, when it was taken, where it was taken, and the story behind the photo. So that's going to be one of my major projects for 2022, is getting stuck in and getting my story told. And yes, it's going to be on video, but I'll also have somebody transcribe it, and then I can put the photographs into the book and have this book of photographs with the who, what, where, and story. Yeah, who, what, where, and when. Who, when, and where each photo was taken and what the story was. Yeah, who, what, where, and when on each page. So that's my plan. We'll see how it works out. But I'm excited to get that done, that project done. So anyway, I'm out of here. Have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your Wednesday evening. And we will catch you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning for Thankful Thursday. Hej con era.